PsychoticKingAJ here, bringing you another honest review. Today's movie, Delirium. This movie was released this year, 2018, straight to DVD movie. So, oh, wait. It had no theatrical release. Straight to DVD means no theatrical release, which means box office didn't get it. A lot of critics didn't really get to sink their teeth into it. The movie starred Ryan Pinkerson? Is that how you say it? Pinkerton? I don't know. He's been in Spy Kids. He's from Spy Kids. Mike Manning, Griffin Freeman, Seth Austin, Ian Bamber. Ian Bamberg and Elena Sanchez. So the movie is about a group of guys who are intent on making a viral video of a haunted house, we'll say. It's a house haunted by the souls of a family. They send in a new guy, kind of, to the group to go get this video on, like, a dare. And when he doesn't return, the rest of them have to go in after him. So, that being said, the movie is kind of, the start of the storyline is really cliche. And that being said, leading with the fact that it is a direct-to-DVD movie, there were no high hopes for this movie, really. I watched it, and within the first 10 minutes, we'll say, I was blown away. Oh my gosh. For a direct-to-DVD movie with this quality, the first thing I'm going to say about this quality is, yes, this movie is done as somewhat of a found footage film. If you don't understand what that means, it's in the stylings of The Blair Witch Project, Cloverfield, Wreck, which is the Record movies, which were later made into, I can't even remember the name of the North American release that was the exact same. Grave Encounters, things like that. So yes, the cameras are shaky at times, and, you have to deal with those situations, but wow. The production value on this movie is beautiful. The scenes look dark and dreary. They couldn't have picked a better setting for this movie. It works. The next thing I want to talk about, and I'm still talking about the technical aspect here, is when you first, all the paranormal aspects of it. I've seen a lot of ghost movies. I've seen a lot of supernatural movies where the ghosts look dumb. They look bad. They look over dramatic or under dramatic. The effects aren't right. Holy crow, did this movie ever nail it right. There were parts where I was like, man, that's creepy looking. Honestly. It blew me away how good the children spirits were in this movie. It really did. The storyline leads itself through to be... I'm trying to think of the word here. It's like you don't have much depth to the characters themselves, but the storyline is still there to bring out some characteristics. The way you work around this is you kind of use the stereotypical characters, which this movie does do a little bit. You have the really big nerdy guy. You've got the jockey guy. You've kind of got what I gathered as he was kind of a, puff passer. And then you had the guy that's actually behind the camera, who's that attractive, smart guy that all the girls dream about. So, with that being said, let's jump right into the next aspect, and we're going to look at the acting. So the acting in this movie, of course I listed the actors at the beginning. Not a lot of them are like really well known from great things. They kind of went with a lesser cast, which can make a movie hit or miss. This movie hit it. These guys act so well together. Their charisma and the interaction between characters is really good. And I know I'm being unfair because this is a kind of a straight to DVD movie. If it were an actual theatrical release, I think I would have wanted a bit more from it. But that aside, it was still really good. The acting was, you know, it's a horror movie, you know. You either get that the acting's good, or holy crow, the acting blew me away, or oh god, really? You know, this kid's running through the oh, he tripped. No, that's not really what this movie plays on. This movie's acting it's good. Like, you know, it's not above average, but the reason why I'm talking about the acting so much is because this is a straight to DVD movie. The budgets aren't as big. They're not as hard hitting. Production and editing usually isn't as good. So, I mean, with that being said, let's jump into my complaints. So, my major complaint about this movie is there are a couple really cheesy parts. Sad to say, but they did kind of mess up on the main female ghost. I'm trying to explain it to you guys without giving too much away. But there's a couple parts where she's a little cheesy and it's a little over, you know, a little over. And it does bring down the quality of the movie a little bit, but not enough to say, oh, they ruined the movie. With that being said, let's talk about an actual rating of this movie. So this movie is a suspenseful horror movie. With that being said, I think the only real people it's going to attract are horror fans. I don't think this is going to be a great movie to try and attract a much broader audience. I quite thoroughly enjoyed this movie. But I just don't see it as the blockbuster hit that's gonna, you know, bring hundreds of thousands of people. This may or may not end up as a cult classic movie. There is potential for it to end up in that kind of genre, that category. So we'll see what happens. But as for me, I'm gonna rate this movie. I'm gonna give it 2.5. No, let's go 3. We're going to give it 3 crowns out of 5. If you're a fan of horror movies, like an actual fan of horror movies, not someone who watches them to be scared, but someone who watches them because they like the aspect of them, you will probably enjoy this movie. It's not terrible. It's actually pretty good. I could see myself watching this down the road again. So it does have that replay value. It's definitely a movie I would recommend to some of my friends that are more into the horror genre, as of my friends that are kind of like, you know, whatever. It's a movie that we might step over. So with that being said, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell icon. I'm sorry, man. I just lost it for a second there. Give me 1 second. Whoop. Hit that bell icon. Let's go follow me over on Twitter at King Psychotic. Hit me up on Facebook, PsychoticKingAJ. Don't forget, live streams at the end of the week. I got something big, popular planned for you guys. We're going to have a playthrough. Now, what are we going to be playing through? I already know. But do you? Leave in the comments below. No, don't, because you're just going to guess a bunch of random stuff, and you're never going to get it right. So if you kindly go follow me subscribe to my channel here, and follow me over on, what's that website? Twitch. My Twitch handle is twitch.tv/PsychoticKingAJ. I'll see y'all there Friday. Let's go! That's all from me, PsychoticKingAJ, out.